Hey everyone, this is Jo Goddard from amyjogoddard.com. I'm a sexual empowerment coach, and usually I'm teaching about sexuality and relationships, but today we're going to do a little geography lesson. So I've worked with thousands of people over the years, and I've learned a lot about how confidence works and how people can really get the things that they want in work and money, and also in relationships and sex. And so I have developed confidence types. There are 5 of them. They are the power player, the warm connector, the Enigma, the Sassy Skeptic, and the wallflower. And I've really been looking at how these confidence types show up based on how you're socialized, based on gender, based on how you grow up, and also based on the skills around confidence that you might learn from your parents and your family. And I've also noticed that they are regional, and so I thought a little geography lesson would be a really helpful way to think about these types. So the power players tend to center in the big cities, right? Cities like New York over here, Chicago, Las Vegas. There's a lot of power players in those places because they're there to really make something happen and do something. And not everyone is cut out for the big city. Sometimes that energy can really eat you up. But if you thrive on it, it can be awesome. It was for me. I lived in New York City for 19 years, and that was a really comfortable energy for me. I recently moved out to California, and what I found is that California is full of warm connectors. And the power player energy doesn't work in the same way here. There might be a little bit more of that in the big cities, but people tend to, operate through friendliness and being kind to people and saying they want to do things, even if sometimes they don't. That's a little bit more of that warm connector energy that happens out here. People aren't as direct out here. We have a lot of that warm connector energy in the Deep South and also in the Midwest. Lots of warm connectors in those places where people really thrive on friendliness, and it's really important to them to be friendly to people. And then we have the Enigmas, and you can think about Enigmas if you think about the Northeast, right, and New England. There's a lot of Enigmas up there. I don't know if it's the cold. They kind of keep to themselves. They keep people a little bit at arm's length. They're a little suspicious. It takes them a while. It can take a while for them to warm up to you. But there's also like a lot of charm and flirtation and seduction with the Enigma, right? So it's sort of like they have a more indirect way of drawing you to them. And we can also think about Texas in this way, that there's a bit of a hot, cold, and kind of they might say one thing on the outside, but there's something else going on inside, or they're really, like the president that came from Texas, he used a lot of charm to bring people over. So there's a bit of Enigma energy there as well. And then the Sassy Skeptic, we've got a lot of Sassy Skeptic in the Northwest. And in places that we might refer to as sort of like hipster areas. So Williamsburg in Brooklyn, that specific locale full of lots of sassy skeptics who thrive on being sarcastic and ironic, and their sense of humor is a little more self-deprecating. That is Sassy Skeptic energy. So I just thought it would be interesting to share a little of that as a way of thinking about these types. I totally want you to find out your type. If you didn't do the quiz yet, there's a 5-minute quiz. The questions are kind of fun. We just ask you about 15 questions about how you would react in certain situations. And so I think you'll enjoy doing it. It takes about 5 minutes. There's a link below. You can do that. And then I actually will send you a free class on the types so you can learn more about your own type, because it's really helpful to know not only what your type is, but to also understand the types of the people around you, because it's much more likely you're going to get the things you want when you have that understanding. So I hope that you'll come and take the quiz. Come follow me on Twitter or on Facebook. Post what your types are. I really want to hear from you on this. I think it's a lot of fun, and I think that you'll learn a lot. So have a great day, and this is Jo Goddard from amyjogoddard.com. I'll talk to you real soon.